G'day friends, it's Vicky Wright, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, Australia. So today I thought I would share with you an easy technique that I saw on Facebook or TikTok or somewhere, but of course you can never find it when you want to find it. I'm not sure how they did the technique, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to straighten that. Yeah. This is the way that I'm going to do it. So there's probably heaps of different other ways you could do it. Well, I know there is, but so this is just one way we're going to do. We're going to play around with. So what you need to do is grab yourself a piece of berry vanilla, basic white, or any other colour that you like. It also reminds me of the Bokeh Technique, but we're going to be playing with bubbles. You could also create balloons from this technique as well. So we're just going to grab ourselves a piece of cardstock. I'm using basic white. Then what I've done is I've grabbed a piece of scrap paper and I've die cut and punched some circles. Okay, so there's no particular layout of the circles. I just wanted different sizes. Now, in saying that, you could easily have different shapes if you wanted. That would also work. I've used paper only because previously, that I will show you later on, I have used cardstock, and I was finding that it was just that little bit too thick and I was losing bits and pieces out of my Sponge Daublers. So I've decided to try paper and we'll see how we go. But I may have to also stick our paper down. Oh no, I won't. So we'll see how we go. You could also use window sheets or acetate, but again, I don't want to take bits and pieces out of my Sponge Daublers, so that's why I'm sticking with the paper. Okay, now this technique can be done with lots of colours, but I thought we'd try it with just one colour and see how we go. So today I'm going to actually be using Coastal Cabana. Okay, so we're just going to grab our sponge dauber, and all I'm going to do is just randomly ink up my sponge dauber and randomly sponge inside that circle. Now, in saying that, I'm not going too heavy. And I'm taking the excess off, dabbing it off at the side before I bring it onto the cardstock, because I don't want that big blob showing on that inside the circle. And I'm just going around the edge a little bit so that I know I've got it covered. Now I'm going to bring it down. What I'll do is we'll do one side and then we'll come back and do the other side. I sort of want to try and do probably one side a little bit darker than the other, but we'll see what happens. We might just play it by ear. Now also too, I'm going to randomly leave white spaces inside my circle. So that's one done. So they actually look like, you know, bubbles or balloons or whatever. Then we'll try this one. And again, I'm just doing the same thing. just going to finish it off by going around the circle. And as I said, you can do it as light or as dark. Now, see the white spaces? I'm going to leave them in different spots. So I'm not going to have the white space in the same area all the time. I want it to look a little bit natural. Oops. Because balloons or bubbles will have that white area. Another one. As I said, I'm just doing randomly. Just like that. Just be careful when you're doing it that you don't sponge off onto your cardstock. Just keep it, oops. Just keep it on the scrap of paper. Now I'll just come back this side. And around again. Just that one. We might do a little one over here. Now I'm just going to go over the edge a little bit, but I don't want to. If I had 2 colours or 3 colours, I'd be careful not to create a different colour, so I wouldn't mix it too much. Okay, so this is all we're going to do. We might put another one down here, a big one there. Again, I'm just going to leave a white space in the middle or to the side, wherever it ends up. And as I said, we're only using the one colour today, but you could use as many colours as you liked. Okay. Put this little one here. Whoops. Now, when you do it, make sure you've got your thumb or fingers on the cardstock too. That way it won't move like it's been moving for me. Just take your time. Just gentle. Now with your bubbles, you can make, as I said, you can make them as dark or as light as you like. We might do a big one here. I'll turn that around so I've got hold of the paper. It can be quite addictive. That's what I've found anyhow. So that one's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We might do Let's do one here, eh? Looks a bit... that one. Let's do this one here. Now the paper, it's not the paper actually, it's the cardstock at the side here, is taking a little bit of my sponge dauber. So when you do the side, I would tend to be very gentle and just touch it. That way you won't wreck your daubers. And I think that's all we'll do. So having that done, they're our bubbles. So as I said, you could also do balloons, make them, if you've got a punch or a die in the balloon shape, you could do that, and then just draw your string down wherever you wanted. So now what I'm going to do is grab a white chalk marker. Now I think you could probably even use your stamp blends. All you want to do is take a little bit of colour or draw, you know how that that arch always appears on your balloons. So that's all we're going to do, just to look at a little bit more. I don't know whether you can see that. Now I'm not going in any particular direction. I'm only doing this very, very light, but it will, it can show up. I'm going to put a couple in on the bigger ones. And that'll do. So now what we're going to do is actually do our card now. So I'm going to team this up with some basic grey. Okay. It's a very simple card, but I wanted the technique to actually be the star of the show, so I've kept it very, very simple. You can just see those marks from the white chalk marker. I don't know whether you can see it there. There's a big one there. Just adds a little bit of more interest to the card. Then we're going to bring in a base card of Coastal Cabana, and I haven't scored that, so what we'll do is we'll score that at 4 1/8 or 10.5. Okay, oh, sorry, or 4 1/4 if you're in letter size. And then I'm just going to take that to the side, just like that. I remembered to bring my bone folder today. I'm going to make that nice and sharp and crisp. Okay, and then we're going to stick this to the base card, making sure I've got it the right way around. And I just, actually I quite like that. I didn't know how the colours would turn out, but I quite like that. So that's that done, and it's making the bubbles pop a little bit more now. So what we're going to do is, I've already pre-done it if I can find it, otherwise I might have to redo it. Just bear with me. I had it, my images already done. How can things disappear like that? It beats me. Okay, well I won't worry about that. So I'm going to put the card together off screen, and then I will, here they are. Okay, so I'm actually going to use Sunny Splash, and I'm going to use the Happy Birthday from Art Gallery. Okay, I've already pre-done that, and I thought the dotty image or togs would be appropriate and suit the card because we've got the bubbles. And I've actually cut that, stamped the Happy Birthday in basic grey, and I cut it out with the stitched rectangle dies, making sure that it's over closer to the right hand side, because I'm thinking we just stick that like that. So I might do this card this way. I like that. I'll bring it down a little bit, I think. About there. So we'll stick this up. We'll pop this up. I'll use our minis. So let's just pop this up. Oops. More thumbs today. And 4. So we'll pop this up here. Okay. I'll just bring that down, probably out of sight for the moment. I just want to make sure that I get it straight. I'm pretty good at getting things crooked. So that looks straight to me. And then what we're going to do is we'll just pop that over like that, I think. So we'll put some minis there. Oops. Oh, see, I told you I was all thumbs. And we'll put some here along the bottom. We'll put one on the side, and we'll put, lucky I checked, always pays to check. I put on the wrong side then, and we'll put some glue on that side, and we're just going to pop that down just like that. And if you wanted to, you could add a few, a bit of bling, so we might even do that. But what I've done is stamped a, see, I can't find my card now. I did stamp the inside, there it is. Can't see for looking. I've stamped a piece of cardstock in basic grey. So Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. And we're going to stick this inside of here. Just like that. Making sure it's nice and straight. And I've also done an envelope in the basic grey, only because we like to have things matchy-matchy. And as I said, what we'll do is find some bling, and let's use the 2123 in colour opal rounds, and let's use the let's use Evening Evergreen, eh? See how that looks. Just to add a bit more interest. Never know when to put these things sometimes. And one more, and I'll do just one more. We'll put that there. And that is, oops, they're all coming off. Oops. Stick that back down. Stick that back down. Put that back in there. Put it over there. And that is our card for today. Very simple. As I said, I wanted the technique to be the star of the show. So that is our card for today. Okay. Now, I have done a couple of others that I wanted to show you. This one, I quite like this. This is my favourite. That's using Petal Pink and Blushing Bride. I actually did this for a new niece of mine, so that'll go in the post today. So that's that one, and that's the cutest hippo ever. It's from Celebration, Hippiest Hippos. Okay, and that's been coloured with Smoky Slate and Flirty Flamingo. Okie dokie. So that's that one. Then I've done this one. So that's, I've used about 5 colours for that. They're all brights. I think there's Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Gorgeous Grape, Coastal Cabana, and what's the orange one? Poppy Parade. So there's that one. Then the last one is very similar. This was the first one I did actually, and that's that one. Okay, same colours as that, but totally different. Same but different. This has been laid onto basic black, and I've used the matte dots, the black matte dots, to finish it off. This one has been laid onto Early Espresso, and I've used the dyes from Sending Smiles, I think it is, and stamped it in Early Espresso as well. Okay, and the bling is the rhinestones, basic rhinestones. So there are 4 cards. As I said, this is my favourite, and that's the one for today. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Thanks. See ya. All right.